Didn't you play hockey?
No, God, I was like the one of 3 kids in Minnesota who couldn't ice skate.
Oh, that's right. You can ski, but you can't ice skate.
Yeah, I have really weak ankles. I don't want
But
to
don't you?
leave it alone.
Don't you need ankles to be able to ski?
Not as much as they put you in those really thick boots that basically
True.
like hold you upright.
But that's what ice skates. But ice skates have the same thing. It's got the high.
It's not. Trust me, does not offer as much support. My mom was a figure skater. She was a cheerleader, like a hockey cheerleader, and she had all the moves. And she was just. I think it was hard to disappoint your mama, but when she just, no matter how tight she pulled those fucking laces, the sides of my skates, the insides are just skirting along the ice. It's pretty embarrassing. I wish I could have skated.
I didn't know that there was hockey cheerleaders.
Damn right there are, as there should be.
Only in Minnesota.
That's right. I mean, they have wrestling cheerleaders. Why wouldn't you have hockey cheerleaders?
Do they?
Yeah.
There's wrestling cheerleaders? Are there cheerleaders for every single sport? Basketball, football. There's no cheerleaders for tennis. Where are the cheerleaders for tennis?
Not baseball.
There's nowhere to put them. They get hit with an errant ball. Same with baseball.
Yeah, no, not
A foul
not
ball
baseball.
could come screaming along and kill Biffy or Ditzy or whatever her
Because
name
you
would
brought
be.
up ice skates and laces, I owe you both a debt of gratitude.
Okay, why is that? Why do you owe us a debt of
I
gratitude?
finally watched I, Tonya. I had never seen it. It's a fucking masterpiece. If Martin Scorsese had been born in a trailer in the Pacific Northwest, he would have made that movie instead of Goodfellas.
It's really the Goodfellas of ice skating dramas.
Brilliant. The soundtrack. I'm a classic rock guy. Rules. Awesome.
I need to
movie.
rewatch it. It's been
I've
a
watched
hot
it
minute
3
since I've watched I,
times.
Tanya.
It's
Nice.
so thank you, because I would have just been like, yeah, whatevs. Brilliant, dark humor. Awesome.
If you like I, Tanya, you're going to love this podcast.
Fair play. Welcome to Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin K and Todd, where no sport is off limits. The debates are, as always, very debatable. Today's topic, stupid rules in sports that we would get rid of. And I've gone down an incredible little rabbit hole here with this one. And I'm intrigued to hear what you guys are going to say. But I have a feeling like one of them, Todd, for you has to be designated hitter rule in baseball. Is that one of yours? Is that the top one? I can't read it.
DH.
Designated hitter rule. I figured when it came up on my list, I was like, well, that's going to be Todd, so I'm not going to get rid of it. Oh, bless you. Right. But before we get into the debate, Todd, can you please give us the latest news, my dear?
All right, Justin, you have determined that this is the first episode of season 2, and Justin and I have determined that really the calendar revolves around the NFL schedule. So we just finished the Super Bowl.
So
It's
yeah,
a
so we
new
started
year.
new season.
Baseball's
It's a new
cranking
year.
up, right? So Super Bowl themed, whether it was because the game was a dud or fans were turned on by the sexy images during the broadcast, plenty of people went searching for pornography on Super Bowl Sunday. According to Pornhub, searches for football-themed videos surged during and after the big game. Some of the more popular searches included hot, horny cheerleader, thick cheerleader,
Hot, horny cheerleader.
and there's many others. One last fun fact: in the Eagles' home state of Pennsylvania, traffic was down on 43% as the game
would
itself
imagine so.
was more exciting for them to watch from beginning to end.
I love these stats, though.
Well,
Porn.
the funny thing is, you know where they probably watch the most pornography? Is probably in Michigan. Because you guys are used to watching teams beat themselves, you know what I'm saying?
We were so...
Well played.
And we were so depressed as well that we just needed to pick me up, didn't we?
I would assume
But then we all came and we were just right back down.
I'm surprised. You think there'd be somebody out there that would get a lookalike Travis Kelce and a lookalike T Swift and like throw that up there for Super Bowl Sunday? What? Why is that gross, Kay? Consenting adults? Is it because that you don't like Taylor Swift or Travis
No,
Kelce?
I like her. I think she's beautiful. I don't think he's good enough for her.
Whoa! You don't think that a Hall of Fame, multiple Super Bowl champion, probably one of the greatest at his position of all time, is not worthy of some quote unquote pop star?
No, I don't.
She's riding his coattails at this point. I mean, Team
I
Taylor.
thought you were going to say something else.
You two probably. You two probably.
I would hope so at this point.
Both know what Rule 34 is, and we're going to get into rules. But you know what Rule 34 is, right, Justin?
No, please
Okay?
explain.
Rule 34.
What's Rule 34? Enlighten me.
Google it, Kay. You have the Google machine. Just do it.
Hold on. I wasn't prepared. Rule 34, Googling, is an internet meme which claims that some form of pornography exists concerning every possible topic. Oh. Okay. So
I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that because we actually the other day. I had some friends. We were on a WhatsApp chat, not uncommon, kind of like what we do from time to time here at this three-way. And it was brought up like, there's just not been anything new done in the world of porn. And we were trying to come up with like new and original types and styles of pornography. And then like quick Google search and we'd be able to find almost all of them. It was really disappointing.
So what were you Googling?
Doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna get into that.
Even I don't want to go to those depths on this podcast.
Was it Tasty Pizza in the land of 10,000 lakes?
Oh no. There was 10,000 of something, but it wasn't pizzas.
Surely there's
like
got to be a
human
Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift lookalike.
Or like they're just creepily wearing like
Of course.
cutout masks of them wearing them. That's definitely out there. That has to be. Did you guys think of that?
Somebody already has. That's why there's Rule 34.
It's already out there. It's been created and viewed multiple times by somebody.
So now you guys
Have
will
we
owe
had
me a debt of gratitude. Thank you for Itanya. You are welcome for Rule 34.
Yes, thank you very much. And have we had an episode yet where we haven't alluded to any sort of sexual endeavors?
Yes, the first
That
episode
is
for about
letting-
9 seconds.
Yeah. I believe, Kay, if we muted your mic, we could probably get through an entire episode without it going into the sex.
Hey,
So.
Todd brought it up this time.
It was
Right.
in the
Okay,
news. I'm just the journalist here.
You're just it was in the news.
The Walter Cronkite of pornography.
Second
Toddy
bit of
Mike.
news, because I always like to offer this, and this
Always
is going to
do,
lead
yeah.
into an update. Then a bettor in the state of Kansas turned a $10 wager on a 17-leg NBA parlay. Kay, do you know what that means?
No, you're speaking gibberish.
Okay. He made one
Why
bet.
does he have 17 legs?
Leg is every bet you make, but a parlay is I'm betting all these different things in one ginormous bet, and I have
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
He bet $10 and he hit all 17 and walked away with $484,223.25.
Oh my God.
There's hope for all you degenerate gamblers out there.
Which brings
Oh,
us
my
to
God.
episode 4 or 5, You Bet Your Boobs or whatever it was. We made our NFL preseason bets. Remember this? Would you like the final tally? We were
The
betting.
fact that you
And remember,
have-
we are getting paid in sweaty bucks, which are redeemable at the Sweat Socks and All That Sauce e-store.
When that opens, there'll be lighters and beer koozies.
You can buy a shit ton with how many sweaty bucks I'm going to win in this, I think.
Yeah, remember when you said you were going to make us lighters?
Yeah, we're still working
I've
on it.
actually investigated it. They just don't make those little Bic butane lighters that much anymore.
Nobody needs a lighter anymore. They're not cool.
What? I use them for candles all the time.
There you go.
Sure, that's what you call them.
Would you like the rundown?
Candles.
Because I have held on to this.
You are a legend for being the man who writes everything down and keeps everything.
Well,
Thank
Todd
you.
does keep everything.
OCD can be your friend. Yes, you've seen
That's
my
right.
vast collection of.
Some call it hoarding, but that's fine. We'll keep
I would say,
going.
like, if Todd, sometime just for an episode, we just take a tour of Todd's man cave, the Todd lair. You could just walk that camera out. You'd blow your fucking mind. The amount
Okay,
of
well,
quote unquote treasure that Todd has at his house.
Episode 50 will be Todd's treasures.
Okay. We made a grand total preseason NFL of 5 bets, 100 sweaty bucks per person per bet. The first one were the prop bets on our 3 favorite teams, how many regular season wins they would have. Preseason Detroit Lions, over or under 10.5 wins. What'd they end up with? 15?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was more than 10.
It's fine. Justin went under.
Kay and Todd said over, we win. Justin, you said under,
win.
you lose. Minnesota, the over-under was 7. Justin's the only person that took the over 7. Okay, you and I. Wah. And then my Seahawks.
Okay, so we're even.
The over-under was 7.5. They won 10. All 3 of us said they would do that. On to,
Okay, so we're tied.
more or less. Then we picked the comeback player of the year. I picked Aaron Rodgers. Kay, you picked Anthony Richardson. Justin, you picked Nick Chubb. None of us were right. Joe Burrow was eventually the winner, so we all got 0. We all lost our 100 sweaty bucks on that.
Damn it.
And then the Super Bowl champion, I picked Kansas City. They made it. Kay picked her Detroit Lions. Justin took the field, which there weren't really odds on. So I just gave you even money, Justin. Straight. So final, Todd ends up.
Favoritism.
It's science. It's just how they make the odds in Vegas, baby.
When it's all
I don't
said
make
and
the rules.
done,
I just make the bets.
if we were betting with real FRNs, Kay and Todd would both be up 24 skitty dollars. But J-Man Choi, you would be up $190.
Yes. At this point, Kay would be asking me to loan her money. So glad we're just doing it in sweaty bucks.
By the way, can you? On that note.
No, my bill for the podcast network just came due. So next month, can I hit you up next month? You let it ride.
Let it ride. All right, thank you, Todd, by the way. Let's get into the debate. Okay. Stupid rules that we want to get rid of in sports. Todd, you go first, because I think I've already checked one off of your list, which was designated hitter.
I'm a big baseball fan, but a lot of them came out of football. Justin, you and I, we probably all have some things similar. One in football that just makes 0 sense to me is in college football, you are down if your knee touches the ground and nobody touches you. Why? This is football. Like, your knee hits the ground, get up and keep running until... But in college football, you're just down.
Okay, fair.
Then, Justin, this one's a little more nuanced, but you've seen it happen when an offensive player is diving into the end zone and the ball pops out and it rolls through the back of the end zone. The other team automatically gets the ball and it's a touchback on the 20-yard line. Nowhere else on the field does that happen. If you fumble it out of bounds, you retain possession wherever the ball went out of bounds. Why is it?
I kind of like that rule, though. It just keeps you on your toes.
But as a person who's watched that happen to his team multiple times in his lifetime, fuck all. It is the worst.
Fuck all. What about
So we've dominated, we've moved the ball, and actually that ball was actually in the end zone. Like it just stops where it is, we saw it, but no, it just kept rolling a little bit further. So now not only do we they get the ball? It makes no sense. None whatsoever.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it makes it so, and I have a feeling the Detroit Lions have done the exact same thing on multiple occasions. But I don't know. I feel like it would make me not want to fuck up as much.
It's not like they're going out there trying to like, this.
I'm at the
I feel
half
like
yard
I would-
line. Let me just chuck it through the end zone.
But I feel like I would try a little bit harder to not fuck up.
Well, again, it happens so rarely that it's like it happens, once every 3 seasons, and they have to go, oh, right, that's the rule. And then we all go, oh, my God, that's so fucking stupid. Why? I'm telling you.
What about the tuck rule in football?
I left that one off the list because I was sure somebody would bring up the tuck rule.
So the quarterback's arm was moving forward when he lost possession of the ball, was often seen as confusing and led to controversial calls.
Or
Just one in particular.
Or it's a silence of the
worst.
lambs rule, Justin.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Why did you just direct that towards him? I've seen Silence of the
It's a
Lambs. Thank you.
callback. Go through all of the episodes and you'll understand.
Todd has notes on all of them.
How about this is one I legit wrote. Every rule in the NFL that protects quarterbacks. Screw it, man. Great Jack Lambert said quarterbacks should wear skirts, and that was in the 70s, man.
When you were allowed to still break them.
Yes.
And they're just adding and adding and adding. Wasn't there a latest one? Was it this season or the last season or some shit?
Well, in the last couple of years, they just make it harder. I mean, you can't go low, you can't go high, you can't. The part where you're a 400-pound, you're a 300-pound defensive lineman, and you have just gotten to the quarterback and you're taking him to the ground. Now you have to really quick think about, I need to get both my hands down and make sure that none of my body weight lands on this quarterback, because God forbid it will be an uncomfortable feeling for him. He'll feel squished.
And then the worst part is you're watching this, right? And then it's always in slow-mo. And in slow-mo, I'm looking at it and I'm like, why did you fucking think of that? And in reality, it's actually not like that at all. It's a split
quite
second.
fast.
How do you... Yeah.
The NFL thinks that they're protecting their most valuable assets, which I get. It's the quarterbacks.
That's not why.
No, right. That's right. Here's the other thing. Like, we think that we love that high flying attack, that pass attack. And if we don't have the quarterbacks throwing that ball around the yard, then people will lose interest. Do you know why we originally fell in love with fucking football? Because it was fucking brutal. Defenseless wide receiver getting hit across the field, blindside quarterback sack, breaks his collarbone. When you watch any NFL hype reel, they show you those highlights. DB destroying an in-the-air wide receiver, and then you know what they leave out of the frame? The yellow fucking flag and the fine that they give to that player for putting that brutal hit on. Bullshit.
Hot take.
I have two more that relate to baseball, but you guys go. Okay, you gave one that I agree with.
So in the Olympics, handkerchiefs are apparently a must in wrestling. It's required to have one on you at all times while competing. It's also called a blood rag. I'm like, get rid of the blood rag. I want to see the blood.
Well, I think they want to wipe it off so they're not transmitting. They transmit enough fluids between wrestlers.
Nope. Let it fly. This is what you signed up for.
The all that sauce rag, or as I call it, the happy rag.
All that sauce rag. The happy rag.
Available at our e-store soon. $5
I'm gonna barf.
Why, Kay? Why are you going to barf about that? It's not like we're bleeding all over it.
If we each could sell our own blood, our own.
Whoa! Lord, we'll see who sells the most. We put our face on each one, and we say, who sells the most of those?
First one to 100. Well, Justin, you and I combined still aren't going to win that.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh my God. And the best part is, I'd even be willing to, like, my face, and you can cut a hole. If it smells, if we can make some money doing it, I'm in. 100%.
I've considered doing things like this just to make some extra cash.
Back to the wrestling thing, it's weird because this is in the like collegiate ranks and the Olympic ranks, but once you go pro, hell, there's no blood rag. They're cutting themselves. They're getting more blood out there.
You know the trick,
Sacrifice meat to
Justin, they
make it the
would
bigs.
wear a sweatband or tape, and they pretend like they were sweating and wiping sweat off their brow, and they had a little tiny piece of glass or razor, and they would cut themselves. And then,
God, that's so fucked.
It's so
That's so
awesome. That's how
unhinged.
dedicated they are to their professional sport.
That's
they're
so
willing to
unhinged.
invest.
That's so unhinged. Also, in the Olympics, in water polo, players actually have toenail checks before they play.
And no crotch,
I'm for
and
that,
no
'cause
crotch
otherwise they
grabbing
wouldn't.
in water polo. You can't.
Yes, that's the other one. Is there's a no groin grabbing rule as well.
There's a reason they had to put those rules in place, though. That's
I say get rid of the toenail one. Let them
I say get rid of
grow
their
them
toes
out.
altogether. I say lop their legs off. Now make it really challenging. It's hard enough that they got to like stay like swimming the entire time. They can't touch the bottom. Oh yeah, well guess what? Now you don't have toes.
Water polo players with no legs. This is taking a dark turn.
I'm not saying no legs. I'm just saying no feet. No legs. Now it's not water. It's just bobbing then. Bobbing for Olympics.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
God, King, why do you go down these dark pathways?
Are very dark. Sumo wrestlers are not allowed to drive cars.
What?
Isn't that insane?
Well, they don't
After
fit
a
in cars.
They don't
They only fit in the
cars.
back.
After a serious car accident involving a sumo wrestler, the Sumo Association banned wrestlers from driving their own cars because apparently they just can't.
Save a ton on car insurance, I guess. Well, if you're a sumo wrestler, you know what? I don't want to fucking drive me around. That's right. Feed me, drive me around. I'll go get in the ring and bump uglies to that other giant fuck over there, and for your amusement. And then rinse, lather, repeat. Feed me, drive me to the next wrestling match.
Oh God.
Do you think they keep a hanky in that, like, padded diaper thing they wear?
That's the other thing is like when that comes off, if that comes off, they're immediately disqualified.
That's, again, a reason that rule had to be made. Children were traumatized. And you just think, like, that happens, and then there's that one podcast fan in the stands who grabs, they don't know what else to do. They grab their hanky and put it over their kid's face to cover their eyes so they don't have to see the sumo wrestlers cashing prizes. What about the rule, and I don't know, Todd, you're much more familiar with the rules of golf. When it comes to, like, the PGA Tour, the demanding silence at pro golf events, is that a rule? Or is that more of just like a guideline?
Like a courtesy, but what about like if you don't sign your scorecard, you're DQ'd. You break the course,
Or you sign your scorecard
Incorrectly.
yes, you lose the whole thing. Jacket given to the runner up.
What
That's insane.
right? Talk about just minutia.
I feel like they should have touched on this on Happy Gilmore, and they did none of that.
Maybe
Well, there's just Happy Gilmore 2 on the way, so maybe they'll get to it then.
Maybe they will. Who knows?
I don't understand the point where golfers demand silence. Like, I don't know what it costs to go to the Masters, but I pay all that money. Fuck off. I'm going to stand there quietly for 4 days. Like, I'm going to make noise because, you can't hit that little non-moving ball off that tee because somebody was talking. You should ask a Major League Baseball hitter what it's like when the ball you're trying to hit is arcing at your head and then dips into the strike zone at 98 miles an hour while 30,000 people are fucking screaming.
that's why.
Be quiet.
So
That's why.
He sneezed in my backswing.
That's why that waste management. It's literally a golf tournament sponsored by Waste Management Control. It's like a garbage company. It has become the most popular for fans because they kind of let them go. Everyone there is under 30 years old, drunk as shit, running wildly, And it's like, let's bring golf to the masses.
I think that's what I thought Happy Gilmore was going to do for all of us, but that did not happen. Why did the rules not change?
They're just some people, they love the tradition and the pomp and circumstance of it all, which is why, yes,
God.
until Tiger Woods came along, it was a dying sport. And cemeteries and country clubs, two biggest wastes of real estate, you know?
Cemeteries and country clubs. Not here. Country clubs are doing great here. Golf, honestly.
Carlin said it best. They should combine the two. You just go play eight.
So you're just playing. So you're playing
You
golf
play
on
18
dead
holes
people?
and go visit Uncle Fred.
Who wouldn't want to be buried at that beautiful golf course? You kidding me? My final resting place is Pebble Beach, and people have to pay $500 to come walk past my grave. Hell yeah! Nobody's gonna be out there taking a shit on my headstone. Greenskeeper's keeping it nice.
Who's gonna go and take a shit on your headstone?
Oh, I don't want to speculate. There's a list. It's
Do people do that? Do people take shits on people's headstones?
if you can position yourself just right. I mean, you just put it right on on the plot of land in front of the headstone too is fine. But I know people piss on people's graves all the time, or at least threaten to do so.
Okay, there's that, but actually taking a shit on somebody's gravestone, I think, is just a new level.
Well, that's the ultimate.
What about?
That's the ultimate. That's what I'm shooting for. Is that when when my time comes and somebody has decided to erect a marker remembering me, that somebody will think of me that not highly that they want to go to where I'm resting, drop
Done.
trowel, drop a hot deuce. Okay,
I'll be the
You
first.
won't be able to do it.
I'll be the first to drop a deuce on your.
I'm outliving you. Are you kidding me?
You're outliving me.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
My healthy lifestyle. You kidding me?
What about you can't twerk after an NFL touchdown?
You can. There's all kinds of. I mean, what they do
You
now
can't
in the
twerk.
NFL.
You cannot twerk.
Fine. They can do so many. How it used to be compared to what it is now. I think they've relaxed the rules quite a lot.
You can't
Was it
use a
really
finger
strict back in the
gun,
day?
and we wouldn't have Shooter McGavin golf.
Yeah, you're right. You can't do the old
Can't do
slit the
that.
throat. Yeah.
I would do all of those.
Your boy Randy Moss actually pantomimed dropping trowel.
It's the greatest moment ever recorded at Lambeau Field. And that if you go back and listen to Joe Buck's play-by-play, oh, the horror! Oh, the hell is going on Lambeau Field? Sullied by Randy Moss. Fuck you and fuck Lambeau Field. It's a fucking dump in a shithole town. You know what you should do? Update it, upgrade it, make it nice. It's a fucking God. I've been to Little League football stadiums that are nicer than Lambeau Field. Suck it, Packer fans.
I still want to go to Lambeau Field though, just to say that I've been and I've done it. No, is it not worth it?
We'll sit on the metal bleachers, spend a bunch of money, sit with a bunch of people who are, by the way, like, you've got your space to sit, and they will be impeding upon it if you're around Packer fans. So, yeah. No. Also, I'd like to point out that the reason Randy Moss did that, there is a video where Randy explains this. Apparently, when you are on the bus heading towards Lambeau Field, there is a long line of Green Bay residents who welcome the opposing team's bus by dropping trowel and showing their bare asses as they drive by. And Randy said he had watched this multiple times and finally decided that he would return the favor at Lambeau Field. And he didn't actually pull his bare ass out either, by the way. He just pretended to do it. Oh, the horror!
Did he get in trouble for it though? Did he get in trouble for it or no?
No, he didn't get any trouble for it other than Joe Buck wanted America to hate Randy Moss for desecrating the hallowed ground. You know what? I'm going to shit on Joe Buck's tombstone. That's what I'm going to do.
I was going to say
outliving that asshole.
I thought you were going to say you're going to shit on his tooth. Tombstone.
Pizza.
If canoers lost their paddle or if it breaks in the Olympics, they don't get a new one. They just have to sit. But then would you just, so if that happened to you and you were like, but also how badass is that you like you're paddling so hard that you break your fucking paddle? You're a
You
boss
start
if you're doing
scooping
that.
with your hand then on the side.
Do you start scooping with your hand, or do you pretend that you're still
Or
going, or do you just sit
you
there?
do what they do in the land of 10,000 lakes. You take your fishnet, fill it with empty beer cans, zip it up, and that becomes your de facto paddle. Right, Justin?
Yeah.
I'm not making this up.
100%. 100%. Or if they're telling you that you can still use that paddle after it's broken, you got a sharp end there. Just hurl it at the opposing canoe or kayak. Kill the other team. You've won. Todd, I would like to get your opinion on this. And I'll just say it, the balk.
The balk rule. There's 13 ways to balk.
You know that?
13.
See, to me, it's confusing and unexplainable rule in all of sport ball. Like, I played baseball, I watched baseball 90% of the time when the umpires balk. And then even they show the replay, I say, what happened?
Okay, first of all, BALK?
Yes.
A bulk? Yes.
A
Yeah, I don't even
bulk.
like how it's pronounced or spelled.
Yeah, it's
A
not like a
balk.
chicken,
And then-
bok bok. It's a BALK, balk.
And what is a bulk?
Basically, it's anything that a pitcher does that appears to deceive the batter or the runner. And there are legit 13 ways that a pitcher can be called for a balk, which every runner advances. And I saw one of the strangest ones, Justin, against your Minnesota Twins in my kingdom.
Is it common?
Not terribly, but it
It
happens.
happens, it doesn't happen every game, but it happens.
So say I've been to I don't know, for argument's sake, 10
Yeah,
games.
there's been a balk, okay? You were drinking. You didn't notice.
And I didn't notice. Okay, just
I saw one of
All the
the
players just moved up a base.
Justin. I saw one of the more rare box against your Twins. Mark Langston, lefty for the Mariners against your Twins. He literally walked a guy base on balls. Catcher throws the ball back to him. He's circling the backside of the mound. He gets back up to go toe the rubber to face the next guy, and the ball falls out of his glove and lands on the turf. Umpire's like, nope, you, second, third. You can't do that. You just can't, because it looks like you're trying to deceive the runner so that he may try to advance even though you're tricking him. And so they called a balk on it, and I was like, I had no idea that was a rule in 1988. I do now.
I think the pitcher should be allowed to throw the fucking ball wherever and whenever he wants. Now, especially the bigger bases and the rules about like throwing over to first, they shouldn't even call it a stolen base. It's a fucking given base at this point. It's ridiculous. Get rid of the ball.
Did you know that if a pitcher is ambidextrous, they have to pick an arm to throw with? I think that's silly.
It's
Make
stupid
it
because
a
the Mariners
bit more
just
fun.
drafted a kid who throws lefty and righty, and what an advantage it'd be. Like, I'm going to throw you two lefts and then a right, or vice versa.
I just feel like that's the game of baseball is. I'm sorry, Todd. I love baseball. I love going to baseball games, mainly because I get to drink out of big plastic bats. However, it is kind of boring. Majority of the time, a game of baseball is quite boring.
What?
It would be way more interesting if you allowed all these different things. And what if, I think we're getting into this next week, rules that you would actually put in place instead of the ones that we have?
Right, put landmines in the
What if-
outfield.
Landmines in the outfield.
That would make it interesting.
Yeah, there you go, Kay. Are you still bored? Fucking Ichiro just blew up in center field. Woohoo!
I'm paying thousands to watch that happen.
Squid Games meets baseball. I'm kind of in for this, Todd. I'm excited for next
It was
episode.
a great
Don't miss
catch. God rest his soul.
if the dismembered glove hand still lands on the turf with the ball in the glove, it counts as an out.
Yes, accurate. I agree. Even if the hand is not attached to the body.
What
it
about
still counts.
just to foreshadow? What about R.I.P. George Carlin? What about if when the pitcher hits the batter with a pitched ball, instead of the batter being awarded first base, the batter's out? Dude, 27 pitches, perfect game. And you see some great fights.
Right. And now dodgeball meets baseball. It'd be incredible.
Oh my God, it would be so
See,
good.
Justin, you and I, right here, tracking.
Why can't I be a part of
Well,
this?
you
Stop
can't.
excluding me.
You try to claim this was a boring sport, okay?
I said it needs to be more interesting.
I just
Call it
gave you two.
baseball.
Right.
Yes, I really like the landmine one. That one is my favorite.
What about this? Go ahead, Kate.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
I hate this. This is fairly new advent, rule-wise, in baseball. When we played pickup ball, Justin, in the backyard, wiffle ball, it'd be 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and you didn't have enough guys to fill every base, so we called it a ghost runner. All right, ghost runner on a second. Well, now MLB is like, oh, it's extra innings. God forbid we actually let the real team win or the best team win. You just automatically get a runner on second base. They call it a ghost runner. It's not really a ghost runner, but you just automatically get a guy out there that did nothing to. I hate that. I hate that
To
rule.
speed up the extra innings, but I agree, Todd. Now, if it was an actual ghost runner, like we get a Field of Dreams thing going on here, and all of a sudden like fucking Ty Cobb's on second base.
I'm all for it. I'm all
awesome.
for it.
Guys, you've come up with 3 incredible things to make baseball way more interesting and way more fun. Do you know how many
welcome.
more tickets they would sell in a season?
And we're not even on that topic yet. Wait till next
It
week.
could be
Wait.
hologram Ty Cobb. And they have all the analytics and all the Microsoft, here's how fast. Like, yeah, Ty Cobb probably would have scored from second on that hit. And here comes hologram Ty Cobb.
Wow, this is brilliant.
My God.
We saved the sport. Todd, your favorite sport, you have saved it for generations to come.
With landmines.
And holograms.
And no designated hitters.
All they're gonna have is holograms left because everybody's gonna die.
Except a designated hitter. Fuck him. Blow him up. There's no landmine required.
Right.
Todd is like, and you're the designated hitter, and they just shoot him dead before he gets.
A rule that I would not change, however, is jockeys must carry long whips during races. That is one I would not.
Why does it have to be a long whip? Can't it just be a?
Yes. Nope, it's just a long.
Is it long relative to the jockey?
No,
In our hands, it's a regular sized whip.
Because they're only little. I like it though.
You ever dated a jockey, Kate?
No, because I'm so tall. I'm 5'9".
Are you that tall?
I am 5'9", and they're
remember you
like
being
they're
tall.
all like 5'6" or something.
Oh yeah.
If that.
But
Yeah, I'm not
they
really
can ride,
attracted-
Kay. They can ride, and
They
they've
can-
got a whip.
I know they can ride and they've got a whip. I know I'm intrigued. Listen, I'm intrigued. That's why I brought it up. Oh, God. To send us out, as always, each week, Justin gives us his wise words of wisdom.
The Four Nations Face-Off. Which has been fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But why is it not the Five Nations Face-Off? Why is Russia not included? How many Russians play in the NHL? In 2024, it was 146. I don't know how many are currently skating for the NHL teams, but it's enough to put together a team. Finland's got like fucking 16 NHL players. We let them have their own nation in the Four Nations face-off, but we don't have Russia there, and I don't get it. Why are we punishing Russian hockey players? The country itself is full of assholes, including their supreme leader, but the guys playing the NHL, they're not living in fucking Moscow. They're not flying drone missions over Kyiv. They live in Tampa. They love America. They love getting paid copious amounts of money, sleeping with American women, getting to play a game. They're not secret agents. They're just hockey players. And there's a shit ton of Ruskies in the league, so let's make it happen. Put it together. Make it the Five Nations face-off. Banning them accomplishes nothing. Let them skate. and let the U.S. and Canada beat the fucking shit out of them. Those vodka-soaked second-tier skaters, it's going to look like bunker busters raining down on a Crimean foothold. Bring them. Let us beat them. USA! USA! USA!
So wise. So wise. What are your opinions, to end this, what are your opinions on the more strict rules on fighting in ice hockey? Yeah, that's
so
what I thought.
It's not that there's rules against it, Kay. They've kind of
Quid pro
backtracked.
quos,
They don't
yeah.
encourage it like they used to. It's still a part of the game, but that's just it. It's a part of the game. And sometimes, like, things aren't going your way, drop gloves. We can turn this around. You never know what happens after a melee. Hockey games are changed repeatedly when that happens.
By the time this gets posted, the rematch of the U.S. and Canada will probably have happened. Last Saturday, as we're recording, 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game.
Awesome.
That was in Montreal, and the Canadian fans booed the U.S. national anthem, and they have their reasons. Now the rematch is going to be in Boston on U.S. soil. Will the U.S. reciprocate? U.S. fans reciprocate?
No,
and boo
we're
the
classier
Canadian
than that.
anthem. And
Also,
will there
as
be
we talked
another?
about on this program, you can't boo the Canadian anthem because it's a great song. It's
Way better than
great.
ours as far as music
It is.
and lyrics.
The fact that all Americans know the Canadian national anthem as well.
Well, I'll say this because
you
there's
guys
been talk
grew up on
about
the
making them.
border.
Yeah,
Well, like,
well, they're talking
kinda
about
is.
threats of making them the 51st state. No.
So do you. All
You keep
three of
your
us
land.
grew up on the border.
You keep your land, but can we switch anthems?
Yeah. Hey, I vote for that.
Oh, America,
Our home and native land.
Oh,
True page.
I'm gonna need my sweaty rag. Just got excited.
Well, you have the most shreddy bucks, so buy us around there, hot stuff.
Done and done.
Thanks for joining Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin K and Todd. And Justin's rag. You can watch the show on
and Mariner logos are on deck. I survived a 15 and a 14 win season by the Lions and the Vikings, and I am still tat free by the Humpas.
Question: can I just use the one I got from my last bad bet?
No.
I'm just so glad that I did not have to get a skull hole done.
There's always next year. Are we going to carry that bet into next year?
That wasn't a lifetime.
Yeah, imagine that.
That was not a lifetime bet. We did do a lifetime bet on Vikings, Lions, Mariners. The skull hole was a one-off.
Fine.
Right. That was the Super Bowl. Right. Okay. So we're still in bet territory. Great. I'm really glad that I was drinking when I made that bet. You can watch the show on YouTube. Follow us on socials at SweatSocksPod. And if you want to chime in, feel free to send us an email at sweatsockspodcast@gmail.com. My dad did send a couple emails. Here he goes. He sent a joke this time, so I'm going to use this to send us.
Yeah,
out.
we didn't do the mailbag yet.
That's right. And
So
shout out to
weird.
my brother and all his buddies that are listening now.
Oh, bless! I love that. This is a religious sports joke that my dad has sent in. Jesus Christ decided to take a day off from saving people and went out for a round of golf. The caddies watched him hit several shots into the water hazard, then walk across the water to retrieve them. Caddy 1. Who does the guy think he is? Jesus Christ? Caddy 2. He is Jesus Christ. He just thinks he's Jack Nicklaus. What?
Jack Nicholas. Oh, Christ.
Nicklaus.
Thank you, Kay's dad, James, for being nice enough to give us a joke. Next time, one of these sports enthusiasts will fucking read it.
Nicklaus.
Nicklaus? Is that what they call Jesus in your country?
Nicklaus.
Saint Nicklaus is Jesus, right? Am I getting that right? That's how Christmas was invented.
I think he's Jack Nicklaus.
With that,
All right,
I need
you
to go
need to
get another
read
Arnold
these to me.
Palmer, a little iced tea, a little lemonade, and
Oh my god, that killed me. Jack Nicklaus.
I hope that makes it into the final cut. That was great.
Of course. course it will. Till next time.
Stay sweaty.
Stay sweaty.